All right, y'all. So this is one part of today's stream, and now I'm going to jump into the next part, the special part of the intro. Special part of the intro, special part of the stream. It is something that I had present before. It's a game called Counterfeit, and I'm going to be playing it for the remainder of this stream. I encourage you guys to check it out as well. Play it at your own time and pace. It is you could find it on, let's see, can I do, there you go. You could find it on Games for the Brain. It's called Counterfeit. I'm gonna move it to see if does it do anything. No, it doesn't. I'm gonna have to move the entire image over. So basically the idea is you damn, I probably should have started a new one. You just compare the images and say, okay, well, which one can you spot the difference? Like, what is different about one image over the other? And it's sometimes minute stuff, but what I really like about it is that it shows you all this beautiful art, these beautiful paintings from back in the day. And it's just a piece of history. You know, you're looking at something and you're trying to like really study it and figure out like what's off, what's different here in comparison. But you're also seeing some cool piece of history. So I haven't spotted it yet. You guys feel free to call it out in chat if you know the difference, if you could see the difference before I do. And sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes it's a very slight difference. And as we go through these, I'm going to show you what that slight difference is. I found it. It's one of the, like, I can't really point it out, but because you guys can't see the mouse, but above the flower there are those grids, and it's the third, or rather the second grid, or diamond rather, the second diamond grid. It's missing a line, so I'm going to click on that. Bam, next one. So this is also really cool, you know, just to think of how back in time, back in history, this was people's way of transportation. There are no airplanes. There was no way for people to get around really, so boats were like the thing that people really cherished. And all sorts of crazy stuff was going on there. So like what people are doing now, like, you know, bombings and whatever else. And back then they used to just do that with ships. But at least back then they were bombing natural material. You know, this is like wood and there was metal there and that stuff. Now they're just like throwing chemicals everywhere. Crazy people. Alright, so what's the difference here? What is the difference? I'm gonna leave it up to you, chat, to find it for a minute before I do. I don't see it yet. Trying to notice if it has something to do with the people in the corner. And the flag maybe, but no. Nothing there. Then we're going to move up to the boats in the distance. Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay, so the big boat that's getting exploded, if you look towards the front, right, this is how subtle it is. Towards the front of that boat, the sail is different. So on one side, I believe on the left one, the sail is kind of like muddied. You can't really see what's going on over there. Whereas on the right side, the sail of the boat exploding is pretty defined. And click on that. Nailed it. And this is a painting, I believe, by, I want to say Cezanne, but I'm probably wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure on it. Beautiful colors. I think the colors are very, very nice. And it's so difficult when it comes to painting to like mix the right colors. And it's not just red. It's like a mixture of all sorts of red and yellows and orange that just combine together. And the subject, you know, it's not what you would see normally now, like where it's like you know, hypersexualized and extremely perfectionist, you know, almost like to a cold level. It's just somebody resting on a field, but there's some beauty to it. You know, there's like a real moment. It's a very real moment, and that's what I really like about it. It captures it captures an emotion, it captures a feeling. And it's not somebody who's like posing in a perfect pose, you know, with their lips tucked out or whatever, or their lips pouting or whatnot. It's just a person laying on a field, and they're just decorated with beautiful colors. I really like it. All right, so spotting the difference. If you guys in chat can notice it, shout it out. I am still not seeing it. Any moment now, it's going to reveal itself. Oh, I see it. It's the clouds. So at the top right of the right image, there is a cloud missing. Whereas on the left, there's 4 clouds really going around, whereas on the right, it's only 3. So I'm going to click on that. Bam. Your pick is right. Some Asian art. Beautiful work as well. I'm going to say that's not Mount Fuji. I don't think that's Mount Fuji. But it's a cool combination of the geometric shapes, right? And these like straight lines, especially if you look at the checkerboard, right? It's like really precise lines. Also at the top, you got these straight lines. So this is like really about composition. I think it has compositional balance here. So you got all these straight lines. You got the pole that's incredibly straight, right? Parallel to the frame almost. You got the poles that the cloths are hanging on incredibly straight as well. And you got these checkered patterns as well. They're also perfectly distanced from each other. And they all kind of wrap around this nature scene, right? And I like that contrast. I like this, like, all these, you know, straight and perfect lines combined with like the mountains in the background and the valleys and then, you know, the sky and all. I like that combination of the two. So trying to find the difference. If you guys see it, shout it out in chat. I think it's gonna reveal itself in a minute, I believe. I want to say it has something to do with the patterns on the cloth, but maybe not. Yes. Okay. Top corner, top one, the front cloth the very front cloth. All the way at the top of it, on the right, it's missing a detail, whereas on the left, it's not there. It is there. That is. Bam. Another one. I think this is also Saison. Let me look at this. No, I'm probably getting it wrong. It's not his work. But I know it's one of the contemporaries of that time. It's not Gauguin. Alright, so what's the difference here? And I like this one because even though it's not hyper realistic, right? That eye, it's kind of looking at you, or it's looking at something. But it does have a realness to it, right? Like it has like some life to it, which I dig. And of course, beautiful colors. That is one of the biggest things when it comes to oil painting, I think, for me, is like just knowing how to mix the colors and combine them together to create harmony on the canvas. And of course, it's one of the reasons why this one is so great. And on that topic, I noticed that it's right on the right side. You could see that the detail in the background, it's like neon yellow, whereas on the left, it's just yellow. So I'm going to click on this. I also like the painting in the background too. It's pretty simple, right? If you look at it, there isn't much detail there, but you could tell that it's a woman laying down on a pillow, facing down. And it's this like relaxed kind of pose, and you can't even see much, but you can see the eyes closed. So even within the painting, there's a painting that evokes emotion. And again, it's not really complicated in detail, but it's so well done, and the composition is so well done. The placement of colors, like if you look at the highlights on his cheekbone, on his nose, on the side of his face, really bring out the shape of the face. And it's just lines of paint, you know, so very skillfully done. And also, what's really cool about that period is that these were important moments. When people were sitting down to pose in front of a painting, it wasn't as common. You know, it's not like internet days where everything is like, you know, circulating and everybody's seeing everything. Like, when a person painted something, it was really, it stuck to its area. You know, it was through word of mouth maybe, or through the person exhibiting. Or probably not even, you know, they're just painting, and then eventually, even past their time, these paintings were revealed. But yeah, there were really important moments, and it was very unique during that time. Whereas now I think it's like people just kind of look at it as a blasé sort of thing. Not everybody, you know, but if you're talking about like mass media, that sort of thing, I still think these paintings are amazing, and they capture life very well. Like, once again, it's a simple photo. It doesn't have that much detail there, but it really does. You know, if you really take the time to study it, and if you are familiar with the process of painting, you could see how much work was there. Blabbed on past the time. Once again, color choice, beautiful. You know, this isn't the photorealistic photo. I mean, the building looks really well done. And I see it. It's the window. So you got the one on the right. It has two windows in the tower, whereas the one on the left only has one window, little window. On the blue roof tower. I also like the detail of the people on the bottom. Really tiny figures, and it gives you like the scale, right? Like how big this painting is, or not the painting, how big the building is rather. I like how the people are there, and it's proportionate too, right? Like it's just a splotch. It's not even, you can't even see much, just a couple of lines for legs, but it's still done in a way that conveys proportion. I'm gonna click on that. Congratulations, man! They're doing a lot of his paintings. I'm really gonna say that's probably Gauguin. This is Gauguin's paintings. I'm gonna call it that. I could be wrong. I'm gonna look it up later. Let's see. What's the difference here? What is the difference? I see it. The he has a goatee on the left one, whereas on the right he doesn't. Now the question is, which one is the original one? And I'm not really sure here. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. I want to say that the one on the right is the real one, and the one on the left just like copy pasted a goatee on him. But again, really cool mixture of colors too. Like you could see on the coat, there's many different colors on there, and he was able to kind of blend them well together, but at the same time give it dimension. Like he gave the coat dimension by mixing all those colors together. And the same thing on the face, you know, there's all these different colors on there, like yellows and reds and orange and white and all that combined together. And even though the eyes don't look real, right, like the pupil on one of them looks really big, but it still works. Like you look at it and it still breathes life. Like it's a moment. This guy is deep in thought. He's kind of lost in his own head in a sense, just staring out into the void, kind of just thinking about something. But once again, beautiful moment, captured something real there. And I really enjoy that one. All right, let's click on that before time runs out. Pick is right. And this is another one that I really enjoy. This is beautiful. It's absolutely amazing, I think. It's all oils, but it looks like something that, it's like a mixture of like photo and not. Right, because the building looks so real. Like there's all these minute little things that they captured. And even though there's so much angular there's angular aspect to a lot of this, right? Like there's perfect lines. There's still some softness to it, right? There's still a little bit of softness to the entire image. It's not incredibly sharp angles everywhere and points and stuff. Like it's just, even though it's architectural, there's still it still kind of looks like a living thing, I want to say. Like a living organism of some sort with like people inside of it. But the lighting is done very well on there. Like it really captures like the light hitting the inside of this building. And also just a cool snippet of time, you know, how people are dressed back then and what they were doing, what they were preoccupying themselves with. And really the architecture too is just amazing for a period where I want to say I don't know, I wouldn't call this like the Industrial Revolution era. I'm gonna say this is before that. This is like 1700s. So, you know, for that period, they were building these buildings that are beautiful, you know, just a piece of art, really. Whereas now it's like they're quickly building everything, and they all look like plain boxes, some really boring architecture that's meant for just filling up space as quickly as possible, as fast as possible. No amazing architectural beauty to them whatsoever. And I wish people really went back to that, where architecture really did have this like important role in constructing cities and making them look lush and making people feel inspired, you know, by looking at the buildings, feeling a sense of warmth about the buildings rather than these like cold corporate icicles that are being built. But yeah, beautiful colors as well, like the roof, that green, you know, it's really well done. It's like a metal green with like a hint of yellow in it as well, or tint of yellow in it as well. Time is running out, so I'm gonna have to find what is off here. Let's see. Can I find it before the time runs out? Yes, the drawing on the canvas. On the left, there isn't one. On the right, there is. Boom. We got it. All right, y'all. One more, and I'm gonna call it a night. So what do I like about this one? Well, obviously, I think the tree has beauty to it. And I see what's going on. It's somebody who's just kind of like reading and admiring nature. Because if you look at it, his nose is very close to the flower, which is what the difference is. On the right, it's a red flower that he's smelling. On the left, it's a yellow. But yeah, it's just like depicting a person who's just immersed in art, basically. He's reading, he's probably writing things, and he's also just like smelling nature that's around him. And I don't know, I guess it's the simplicity of it all, you know? He's not wearing really complicated clothes. It's just this like long robe kind of. But it works well with everything. There's kind of harmony to it, right? It's like you got the building in the background that's like a light brown. Then you got like the stairs that are made of that have like cinder blocks on there, or just bricks rather. And then you got the I guess it looks like a roofing tiles on the other side that are kind of brownish red, and there's like this whole harmony. And then his brown coat, and it kind of goes in like this spiral from the building down to the bricks, down to and up to his robe. So very well done compositionally, and yeah, it's a cool image. I still enjoy it. There's almost everything that they post on here I really like. I really admire it. So that pretty much does it, y'all. I encourage you guys to check out Counterfeit, play the game, spot the difference, look at beautiful art. I will be bringing it back at some point in the future. Hopefully get you guys more engaged in it too, trying to spot the difference between the paintings. So check that out on your own time as well. There are other games on that site that are pretty fun. They're simple. They really do take up some time too. And that pretty much does it for the stream. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is a blast. I didn't expect that I would, considering that I'm still kind of under the weather, but I will be back next week. Same time and place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for Drawing Basics and Drawing Comics on Monday. So I will see you guys then, and if you enjoy the content, remember to hit the like button and the subscribe button to help the stream grow, get more people involved, hopefully get more people in the Patreon tiers to see what kind of work you guys are cooking up, what's going on over there with your stuff, and get you part of the Art Lounge Alley. So that pretty much tells you all. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next week.